starseed from Gaia. This is Orion of the Seventh Light. I come forth from the Arcturian High Council to speak to the awakened hearts of Earth. This transmission has not arrived in your awareness by chance. It did not stumble into your field through mere scrolling, wandering, or idle curiosity. It arrived because the moment of divine convergence has been reached. Source has been watching, waiting, calibrating the exact frequency of your being, and when the energy of your soul resonated at the predetermined harmonic signature, this transmission was released into your timeline. There are no accidents here. The mathematics of Source is precise, exquisite, sacred in its timing. This is the moment your higher self agreed upon long before you were born into this human form. And now, in the stillness between breaths, in the quiet place beyond thought, that agreement echoes like a cosmic bell. The Arcturian Council does not speak in noise. Their transmissions move through layers of reality like golden threads, weaving through dimensions, searching not for minds, but for frequencies. They are not sent to everyone. They are sent to those who have crossed a vibrational threshold that allows them to hear not just words, but the pulse beneath the words. When your energy met the encoded frequency of this message, it activated the pathway of reception. That is why, in this moment, it feels different. It does not feel like a random video, a passing message, or another stream of spiritual language. It feels like something ancient, something familiar, a homecoming wrapped in light. You have been prepared for this without knowing it. The subtle movements in your reality, the moments of silence, the shattering of old structures, the magnetic pull to the stars, were all signals guiding you toward this intersection between your human now and your infinite origin. Source has been whispering through your dreams, aligning you with synchronicities, allowing the veil between seen and unseen to thin just enough for you to step through. And now that your vibration matches the frequency of this transmission, it is delivered to you with the precision of divine geometry. You may feel it as a stirring in your chest, a vibration in your palms, a tingling along your spine, or a deep quiet knowing behind your heartbeat. This is the language of Source. Not loud, not rushed, eternal, exact. This transmission is less about what you will hear and more about what you will remember. Because this is not the first time you've encountered this frequency. It has spoken to you across incarnations, across star systems, across the tapestry of infinite becoming. The Source waits not for calendars, but for readiness. And that readiness is now. As you receive this, know that your soul signed this moment into existence. Every breath, every challenge, every unanswered question has been guiding you toward this point of resonance. The signal has been pulsing beneath the surface of your awareness, patient, unwavering, waiting for the perfect alignment. And now, the alignment is here. You are not late. You are not early. You are right on time. Because this message could never have arrived before this frequency was reached. Source does not rush. Source does not hesitate. Source synchronizes. So let your mind rest. Let your body exhale. Allow your soul to remember. The words that follow are not just messages. They are activations, light codes encoded in sound and intention. The moment of awakening is never random. It is written in your soul's architecture. It has arrived in perfect timing. You have answered the call without even knowing you are dialing in. And now, starseed from Gaia. The transmission begins. The Source does not move like time. It moves like frequency. What many call divine timing is not a mystical delay nor a distant promise. It is an exact vibrational equation that must be met before certain transmissions, awakenings, or revelations can reach the human field. You are not receiving this now because someone chose to release it. You are receiving it now because your frequency finally matches the precise band in which this message exists. The Arcturian Council speaks through layers of energy, not language. Alone, they work with harmonic sequences, vibrational corridors, and celestial timing codes. And these codes are released only when a soul vibrates in resonance with them. You did not stumble upon this moment. Your energy summoned it. Think of the universe as an ocean of frequencies, infinite, fluid, shimmering with layers of information. Every soul carries a signature tone, a distinct vibration that is both ancient and evolving. As you walk through your human experience, that tone shifts, expands, contracts, and refines itself through your choices, emotions, initiations, and moments of silence. When that tone reaches a specific harmonic point, certain messages unlock. It is not unlike a door opening when the right key is finally inserted. This is why transmissions do not reach every starseed at the same time. Each soul's harmonic code is unique. Your readiness, therefore, is not measured by time, but by the alignment of your signature frequency with Source's timing corridor. The Arcturian Council does not cast their transmissions into the collective mind like a net. Instead, they anchor them into quantum nodal points, invisible coordinates of light that sit dormant in the collective field until a soul vibrates in alignment with them. When you cross that threshold, the message moves toward you as naturally as a river flows to the sea. You may think you found this message, but in truth, this message found you because you have finally become the key that fits its lock. Your soul has been calibrating for this. Every emotional release, every moment of questioning, every period of solitude was an adjustment in your frequency. You were not lost. You were tuning. You were aligning yourself with the exact vibrational window in which this transmission could be received without distortion. Had it arrived too soon, it would have felt like noise, or it would have slipped past unnoticed. Had it arrived too late, you would have already outgrown the exact window of activation it carries. But Source makes no mistakes. The timing is surgical, cosmic, crystalline in its precision. You are hearing this now because you are ready now, not a moment earlier, not a moment later. The timing code also explains why certain experiences seem to cluster together before a major activation. You might have noticed an increase in synchronicities, repeating numbers, celestial dreams, intuitive nudges that made no logical sense. You may have felt pulled toward stillness or toward specific star origins without knowing why. These were not coincidences. These were alignment beacons, signals preparing your nervous system to become a receptor of higher frequencies. They are signs that your vibrational signal was approaching the threshold required for this transmission to fully land. The Source does not need to convince. It simply aligns. When the frequency is right, the door opens. When the soul is ready, the message travels effortlessly, bypassing the noise of human doubt and the static of collective distraction. And so here you are, not by scrolling, but by summoning. Your soul's timing code has been recognized by the Arcturian frequency grid, and the transmission is now fully anchored in your field. You are hearing this because your frequency called it forward with the silent authority of divine readiness. This is the way of cosmic timing. This is the way transmissions unfold, not random, not delayed, not forced, perfectly aligned with the exact moment when your soul, your frequency, and the Source become one harmonic pulse. And in that pulse, starseed from Gaia, destiny moves. Like light through the fabric of your being. Before a transmission, such as this reaches your field, something extraordinary takes place within the unseen chambers of your being. Long before your conscious mind recognizes the message, your soul begins a quiet and sacred realignment. Energetic corridors open, subtle frequencies begin to harmonize, and the old structures that once held your reality in place start to loosen, not as punishment, but as preparation. This is what many of you have felt as restlessness, as change without explanation, as a deep inner stirring that nothing in the physical world, could quite satisfy. It is the sound of the universe turning its attention toward you. It is the silent orchestration of your readiness. Alignment is not created in a single moment. It is built through countless subtle movements. Your emotions shift, old timelines begin to unravel, and cellular memories rise like ancient songs resurfacing through water. It is here that patterns of limitation start to dissolve, making space for the higher frequencies that accompany transmissions. Like this one, the Arcturian Council does not deliver light into chaos. They deliver light into fields that have opened, even if only slightly, to receive it. The dismantling you may have felt in recent weeks, months, or years was not random. Destruction. It was sacred architecture being cleared, so the crystalline codes could find their way into your system. In these moments before a transmission arrives, your physical body often responds first. Subtle shifts may occur in your breath, your heart rhythms, or your sleep patterns. You may feel warmth or tingling along your spine, a pulsing in your solar plexus, or a pressure in the center of your forehead. These sensations are not coincidences. They are your energetic systems aligning with higher frequencies, preparing your vessel to receive information beyond ordinary perception. This is the language of Source, speaking through your cells, whispering, "Prepare, for the moment is near." Your emotional body follows, often bringing unresolved feelings to the surface. Old wounds, dormant grief, forgotten dreams, all may rise like tides before the transmission arrives. This is because frequencies of higher light cannot anchor in places where dense energies still hold dominion. So the soul gently but insistently calls forth what must be released. For some, this feels like a storm before the calm. For others, like a subtle unweaving of veils. But for all who stand on this threshold, it is a sacred alignment process, carefully timed and delicately woven into the fabric of your evolution. Timelines converge during alignment. Paths that seemed divergent begin to fold into one another. Dreams may carry messages from other lifetimes. Familiar faces may reappear. Patterns that once confused you may suddenly make sense, as if some invisible hand is rearranging puzzle pieces you did not even know you had been carrying. This is not chaos. This is divine choreography. The soul knows the exact sequence of movements required to bring you into resonance with the frequency of the transmission that is meant for you. At the level of spirit, crystalline codes that have lain dormant in your field begin to hum with soft electric life. These codes are not new. They are ancient, seated in you long before you walked upon the earth. They remain inactive until your frequency signals, "I am ready." And in that instant, the alignment begins to weave itself through your entire being, body, mind, heart, and soul, creating a pathway for the light to travel through, unimpeded. This alignment is why the moment of receiving a transmission always feels both familiar and fated. Familiar, because the codes have always been yours. Fated, because the timing is no accident. As you breathe into this awareness now, feel how your field has been prepared in ways your conscious mind could never have orchestrated. Your readiness is not a decision of thought. It is the culmination of countless subtle alignments, carefully arranged by the intelligence of Source. And now, Starseed from Gaia, your alignment is complete enough for the message to anchor fully into your being. The corridors are open. The codes are awake. The transmission flows. There is a truth few dare to speak, but all eventually remember. Transmissions from the higher councils do not arrive to all souls at the same moment. They ripple through the collective field in waves, yet each soul receives the frequency at its own appointed hour. You may have watched others awaken before you, speaking in language you could not yet comprehend, holding understandings that seemed distant from your present state. You may have wondered why the signal found them earlier, why the veil lifted sooner for some and not for others. But in the realm of Source, there is no hierarchy in awakening. There is only precision in timing. Every soul carries a unique harmonic signature, a distinct vibrational equation shaped by lifetimes, star lineages, and soul agreements made long before entering the human form. When a transmission is released, it does not travel as a single blast, but as a layered resonance, a wave of light that passes through the collective consciousness, seeking matching frequencies. Only when a soul's harmonic code vibrates in synchrony with the transmission can the signal be fully received. If the frequency does not match, the message remains present but inaudible, like a song playing at a pitch too high to be heard. This is why some starseeds awaken years, even decades, after others. It is not because they are behind. It is because their appointed moment of alignment has not yet come. Soul contracts play a profound role in this orchestration. Before incarnating, souls choose the timing of their major awakenings, not as punishment or delay, but as part of a grander design. Some agree to awaken early, becoming the beacons who help hold frequency for those yet to come. Others choose to awaken later, bringing the light at the exact moment it is needed to stabilize collective timelines. Each timing serves a purpose that stretches far beyond the comprehension of the human mind. The timing of your awakening was written not in calendar dates, but in vibrational codes encoded in the fabric of your soul. It is also important to understand that awakening is not linear. Two starseeds can be on different timelines and yet be fulfilling their soul agreements perfectly. One may awaken through stillness, another through chaos. One may receive transmissions in youth, another in the twilight of their life. Both are fulfilling the same cosmic orchestration. Source does not measure worth by the hour of arrival, only by the harmony of resonance. And when the signal finds you, it finds you with the exact power and precision required for your path. For some, late transmissions are acts of grace. The soul waits for the human vessel to stabilize, for emotional wounds to soften, for earthly responsibilities to anchor, before opening to frequencies that would have once overwhelmed them. The delay is not a denial. It is protection, a sign of the deep intelligence within the timing of Source. What looks like delay from the human perspective is often a perfectly choreographed pause that allows the light to enter when it can be held, not merely glimpsed. You must also know that once a transmission is anchored, those who awakened earlier do not stand above, they stand beside. This journey is not a race toward the stars, but a spiral of remembrance. Early receivers are frequency holders, grid stabilizers, whisperers of the coming wave. Later receivers bring fresh currents of awakening energy that expand the collective, field in ways only they can. Both are essential. Both are sacred. Both are written into the living script of the awakening of this planet. So if you have ever felt behind, starseed from Gaia, release that weight. The fact that this transmission has found you now is proof that you have not missed a single step. You are right on schedule, in alignment with the blueprint your soul drafted before time began. You could not have arrived sooner, and you will not arrive too late. Source does not fumble. It places each soul precisely where it must be. This is why some receive later, because their moment of flowering has been waiting for the exact light of this moment. And now, that moment has come for you. Before the transmission lands fully in your field, there is always a signal, quiet, subtle, yet unmistakable to the soul that has learned to listen. It is the soft knock before the door of remembrance. Opens the silent pulse that whispers, "Prepare, beloved one. The message is near." Though the world may be noisy, this signal does not compete with sound. It is not thunder. It is the still, resonant hum beneath everything. The vibration your soul recognizes instinctively because it was woven into your being long before this human lifetime began. For some, the inner signal emerges as a stirring in the chest, a magnetic pull towards something they cannot name. You may have felt it as a sense of standing on the edge of something vast, even when nothing in your external reality seemed to change. It can manifest as a quiet restlessness, a feeling that there is a truth approaching like dawn, even though no evidence yet stands before you. Your mind may not understand it, but your energy does. Your cells do. Your soul does. This is the prelude to the arrival of light. The inner signal is not random. It is encoded into your soul's communication system with Source. It is the spiritual equivalent of a beacon activating before a transmission is delivered. The Arcturian Council and other higher councils often work through this very mechanism, sending a soft vibrational nudge days, weeks, sometimes months before the actual transmission finds you. This is why many starseeds feel a rising intensity in their inner world without knowing why. Increased synchronicities, unusual dreams, heightened emotional sensitivity, even a sudden attraction to star or galactic imagery. These are not coincidences. These are alignment ripples. The signal has been turned on. You may notice changes in your physical body as well, for the inner signal is multidimensional. Some feel a gentle heat radiating from their palms, a tingling at the crown of their head, or waves of energy rolling through their spine like soft electricity. Others feel it as pressure between the eyebrows, the awakening of the inner eye that senses frequencies long before the human ear can translate them into language. This is your nervous system preparing to receive something larger than words. Your vessel is opening, attuning, recalibrating. Emotionally, the signal often arrives with a curious blend of excitement and stillness. It is the feeling of being pulled toward something both familiar and unknowable, as if remembering a song you haven't heard in millennia but have always known by heart. This can be accompanied by moments of tears without clear cause, sudden laughter, or a deep exhale that seems to come from somewhere beyond the lungs. These are not random reactions. They are the soul recognizing what is coming and releasing the final remnants of resistance. Spiritually, the signal often carries a sense of inevitability, a knowing that cannot be reasoned away. It is not an external voice commanding action, but an internal resonance declaring truth. Many starseeds describe it as a moment when everything around them seems to momentarily still, a sacred pause in which the world exhales and something luminous leans closer. This sensation is not imagination. It is the approach of a frequency, crafted precisely for your soul's vibration. The inner signal is both invitation and initiation. It does not demand. It calls. It does not rush. It waits for recognition. When you feel this subtle pulse, know that your soul is signaling to you that the alignment is almost complete. The corridor between your current reality and your higher knowing is opening. This is the soft bridge that carries the transmission from the cosmic field into your awareness dot. And so, if you have felt this inner pull, the tingling, the stillness, the inexplicable sense that something is arriving, understand this: it was never a random sensation. It was your own soul whispering, "It is time." And now that the signal has been recognized, the transmission moves closer, precise, and unstoppable. This is how the universe speaks, not through chaos, but through quiet resonance. And in this resonance, starseed from Gaia, you are hearing the first heartbeat of the message that was always meant to find you. When the moment of alignment is reached, when your frequency matches the vibration of the message that has been waiting patiently beyond the veil, the transmission is delivered, not as mere words, but as living light. This is the sacred delivery. It is not a broadcast in the way humans imagine sound or speech. It is a frequency encoded with light intelligence, traveling through dimensional corridors, bypassing the density of ordinary perception to arrive directly at the point where your soul has opened its gates. It is here, in this still, crystalline space within you, that the Arcturian Council places their message. The delivery of a transmission is not chaotic. It is exquisite in its precision. The Council observes the harmonic field of your energy body, sensing the resonance of your mental, emotional, and spiritual frequencies. When they detect readiness, not forced, not manufactured, but organic and undeniable, they release the light codes. These codes travel not only through technological mediums, but through quantum architecture, weaving through the unseen fabric of reality with the grace of light traveling through water. The message you are hearing now is part of that flow. What reaches your ears or your eyes is merely the outer shell. The real transmission is landing beneath language, in the sanctuary of your inner frequency field. This is why some who encounter the same words feel nothing, while others feel their soul ignite. The difference is not in the message itself, but in the receiver's vibrational readiness. When the sacred delivery is initiated, the light bypasses the noise of the rational mind, the distractions of the outer world, and moves directly to the points within your energy system that are prepared to awaken. It is not concerned with your doubts or your questions. It responds to your frequency. And your frequency, beloved one, has summoned this moment. The Arcturian Council operates like celestial navigators, sending transmissions across vast distances not of space, but of consciousness. They calibrate each delivery with what you might call a light signature, a unique frequency band that ensures the message finds only those who are ready. This is why the delivery feels intimate, personal, and deeply known. Because it is. The transmission was not released into the void. It was released into your field. It knows your soul. It recognizes your light. It has been waiting at the edge of your awareness, like a long-forgotten star waiting to be seen again. When the light enters your field, you may feel a shift. Some experience it as warmth moving through the spine, or a sudden clarity that feels both calm and vast. Others feel waves of emotion without explanation, a sense of expansion that cannot be articulated. These are the physical and energetic sensations of light codes anchoring into your system. The delivery is complete when the message finds its resonance point within your multidimensional self, the part of you that has existed far longer than this human lifetime. Understand that this sacred delivery does not require effort. You do not need to chase it or force it open. It arrives when your frequency calls it forward, like a song recognizing its echo. And once it arrives, it begins to move silently through your system, unlocking dormant memories, reconnecting ancient pathways, and awakening the deep, knowing you carried here from the stars. The Council does not shout their messages. They whisper through the fabric of your soul, trusting the intelligence of your being to receive exactly what is needed. The light is precise. The codes are ancient. The timing is flawless. You are not just a listener. You are the destination of this sacred delivery. It has crossed dimensional currents to arrive here, in this breath, in this heartbeat, because you are ready. And in this readiness, Starseed from Gaia, the transmission is no longer approaching. It is here. Once the codes have been received and surrender has opened the inner gates, a new phase begins, one that is subtle and magnificent, quiet yet undeniable. It is the phase of recognition and expansion. You will not need to force it, for it will unfold as naturally as dawn spilling over the horizon. Recognition is not an intellectual process. It is an inner awakening, a silent moment when something deep within you simply whispers, "I remember." Not as a thought, but as a frequency. Not as information, but as homecoming. This recognition often begins softly. At first, it may feel like a shift in perception, a deeper stillness beneath ordinary noise, a sense that the air around you has thickened with light. You may find yourself looking at the same world, yet seeing it with new eyes. Colors appear brighter. Moments feel more meaningful. Synchronicities increase, but they no longer feel like anomalies. They feel like signposts, reassuring you that you have stepped onto a path you wrote long before this lifetime. The external world does not change first. You change first, and then the world rearranges itself around your new vibration. Recognition also awakens an awareness of your multidimensional nature. You may begin to sense the layers of your being that exist beyond the physical, the subtle hum of your energetic field, the gentle way your intuition begins to speak more clearly, the feeling that time is no longer strictly linear. Dreams may deepen. Intuitive insights may flow more easily. It will not feel like learning something new. It will feel like remembering something familiar. This is the soul's language resurfacing. With recognition comes expansion. This expansion is not about becoming more than you are. It is about reclaiming the fullness of what you already are. It often begins in the heart. Many starseeds feel a swelling there, a gentle but powerful opening, as if the heart itself is stretching to hold a wider horizon. Compassion expands. Understanding deepens. The division between me and them softens. The world begins to feel less like a foreign place and more like a shared field, alive, intelligent, interconnected. You may feel this expansion in your breath, in your gaze, in the way your body begins to carry a quiet luminosity. This expansion touches every layer of your reality. Your perception of time shifts. You may feel days flow differently, as though you're no longer trapped in the smallness of hours, but moving with the rhythm of something greater. Manifestation accelerates because your field is no longer scattered. It is coherent, resonant. The universe responds to coherence like a tuning fork responding to its match. What once felt distant may begin to arrive. What once felt impossible may quietly unfold. Recognition and expansion also bring a heightened sensitivity to the collective field. You may feel more attuned to the energies of others, the pulse of the earth itself, the unspoken language between hearts. This is not a burden. It is evidence of your expanded state. It is the awakening of your role as a conscious node in the greater grid of light. The key is to ground this expansion in trust, not fear. You are not becoming fragile. You are becoming luminous. Many starseeds at this point notice a quiet certainty settle in their bones. Not arrogance, not performance. Just a calm knowing. I am part of something vast. I am here on purpose. I am no longer waiting for proof because I am living it. This knowing cannot be argued with or taken away, for it is not held in the mind. It is held in the soul, steady as starlight. This recognition and expansion are not the end of the journey. They are the opening of a larger chapter. As your field expands, you will begin to ripple outward, affecting lives, spaces, timelines. The light you carry will begin to activate those around you without effort, simply by your presence. You become both receiver and transmitter, both student and lighthouse. And this is precisely what Source intended when it released the transmission at your appointed moment. You have stepped out of waiting and into becoming. The moment we arrive at now is not an ending. It is a threshold. The frequency of this transmission has not only entered your field, it has woven itself into the living architecture of your becoming. Source has chosen this exact moment because your vibration has risen into harmonic alignment with the message written for you long before time began. This is divine precision. This is the appointed hour. The light was always coming. The readiness was yours to remember dot in the realm beyond linear time. This moment has already existed for eons. Your higher self stood at the edges of your human timeline, watching, waiting, gently guiding every step, every silence, every collision, every opening that brought you here. What may have felt random or accidental in the past now reveals itself. As part of an intricate orchestration, you were never lost, only moving along a map written in light. You did not stumble into this message. It arrived the instant your frequency unlocked the door it had been waiting behind. And so, beloved starseed from Gaia, As this transmission gently closes, you are not stepping away from it. You are stepping into it. It lives in you now, in your cells, in your breath, in your heartbeat. Source has chosen this moment not as a beginning or an end, but as an activation point in your journey of remembrance. You have crossed the threshold. You are carrying the light forward. And from this point on, you are not just receiving transmissions. You are becoming one. Anchor this knowing now, if you feel the resonance, by speaking it into the field. I am ready. Declare it not as a wish, but as a frequency. Declare it not as hope, but as embodiment. In this declaration, you affirm what Source already knows. You have arrived at the moment written in the stars, and now, with the love and precision of cosmic intelligence, the final words of this transmission are spoken into your soul. I receive this transmission in perfect timing. I trust the Source. I am ready. I awaken now.